there is a hidden danger unfolding right now. 1. Most people won't notice until the shelves are already empty. Winter storms, transport delays, and quiet supply cuts are converging, and several essential foods may be gone before next month. I've been tracking the patterns, and what I'm seeing behind the scenes is far worse than what the news is reporting. Today, I'll reveal the 15 items you must stockpile immediately, including one near the top of this list that will shock you with how fast it's disappearing. Pay attention, this is your early warning. Number 1. Rice. When an economic collapse begins, the very first foods to vanish are the ones that keep people alive the longest. That is why rice becomes your strongest shield in any crisis. It's not just cheap, it's stable, powerful, and capable of transforming a bare kitchen into a survival zone. In times of inflation, when meat prices explode overnight, or supply chains freeze under winter storms, rice becomes the anchor that keeps your meals steady. 1 cup expands into multiple servings, meaning a single bag can stretch through weeks of uncertainty. And the real advantage is longevity. When stored in airtight containers or mylar bags with oxygen absorbers, rice can last 25 to 30 years without losing its safety or value. That kind of reliability simply does not exist with most modern groceries. During blackouts or heating fuel shortages, rice demands almost nothing from you, just water and a little heat. It pairs with beans, canned meat, lentils, soups, vegetables, or even simple seasonings to create complete filling meals that protect your energy when the cold drains your strength. In economic downturns, older adults especially rely on foods that digest easily, stabilize blood sugar, and keep the stomach full for hours, and rice does exactly that. Don't wait for shortages. Buy a large bag today and secure your foundation before prices rise again. Number 2. Canned beans. When shelves start to empty and people panic by the basics, canned beans are always among the first to disappear, and for good reason. In a collapsing economy or during a winter shutdown, protein becomes both expensive and scarce. But canned beans give you immediate, ready-to-eat nutrition without relying on electricity, long cooking times, or complicated preparation. Open the can, heat it for a moment if you have power, and you have a full meal strong enough to sustain you through freezing temperatures and stressful days. For older adults, this is one of the safest and gentlest protein sources available. Easy on the stomach and packed with fiber that stabilizes digestion during times when stress disrupts normal eating patterns. What makes canned beans especially valuable during crisis is their reliability. They last for years, remain stable in cold environments, and replace expensive meats when prices spike uncontrollably. Whether you mix them into rice, make chili, add them to pasta, pair them with canned vegetables, or eat them straight from the can, in emergencies they provide the calories, minerals, and nutrients your body desperately needs when food choices become limited. And unlike fresh foods that spoil instantly during a blackout, canned beans remain untouched by temperature swings and supply disruptions. This is why families who understand preparation always keep them stocked. If you want real peace of mind before the next month brings unpredictable weather or economic shocks, add multiple cans, preferably by the case, to your pantry today. Number 3. Dry beans. In every major crisis, whether it's economic collapse, war, or severe winter disruption, one truth always repeats. The families who have dry beans endure longer than those who don tea. Dry beans are not just food, they are a long-term survival asset. When stored properly in mylar bags with oxygen absorbers, they can last up to 30 years, making them one of the most durable and dependable proteins on the planet. In times of runaway inflation, when meat becomes unaffordable and supply chains stall for days or weeks, dry beans quietly become the backbone of survival meals. They are rich in protein, iron, magnesium, and fiber, nutrients essential for older adults whose bodies weaken faster during cold weather or stressful periods. Though they require soaking and simmering, the payoff is enormous. One small bag can create pot after pot of soup, chili, or stew capable of feeding an entire household. And during hard times, the ability to produce large meals from inexpensive staples becomes priceless, like canned goods that eventually run out, or perishables that fail during power outages. Dry beans sit in storage unchanged, waiting to support you when everything else becomes uncertain. When transportation halts, shelves empty, and prices rise weekly, The first foods people rush to buy are cheap proteins, and dry beans vanish instantly. Don't make the mistake of waiting. Or secure your long-term supply now while they're still available. Yes. Number 4, canned meat. When fresh meat becomes a luxury and economic collapse makes every grocery trip unpredictable, canned meat steps in as the last dependable source of real protein. In winter storms, fuel shortages, and transportation failures, fresh meat is always the first thing to vanish. 8. Freezers fail during power outages, refrigerated trucks get delayed, and supermarkets limit stock as costs rise. But canned meat stands unchanged, unaffected by power loss, cold temperatures, or supply interruptions. This alone makes it priceless during crisis. For people aged 50 and above, maintaining protein intake is non-negotiable. Supports muscle strength, immunity, and daily energy, especially when the body is fighting cold weather and stress. Canned chicken, tuna, salmon, or beef can turn into complete meals with almost no effort. Simply mix them with rice, pasta, instant potatoes, canned vegetables, or soup, and suddenly you have a meal rich enough to sustain you through the worst conditions. It's not just food. It's emotional reassurance when the world outside feels unstable. Another reason canned meat becomes so valuable during collapse is how quickly it disappears from shelves. Every winter, canned proteins sell out first because people realize often too late that it is the only meat. It doesn't depend on a working refrigerator. Those who stock early stay calm while others panic. Treat canned meat as your personal safety net. Add several cans to your cart every week until you have enough to carry your household through at least a month of unpredictable disruptions. Number 5, dry pasta. When money tightens, shelves thin out, and winter storms disrupt transportation. You need foods that turn scarcity into stability, and dry pasta does exactly that. Pasta is one of the cheapest, most dependable calorie sources you can buy. And in times of economic uncertainty, calories matter more than convenience or taste. Dry pasta requires only boiling water, making it an ideal backup meal during power outages, low fuel situations, or days when your home heat struggles against freezing temperatures. For older adults, pasta is gentle on the stomach, easy to portion, and highly filling, helping prevent that hollow, drained feeling that cold weather often brings. The true strength of pasta during crisis is its ability to stretch every other food you have. A single can of chicken, a spoonful of peanut butter, a handful of canned vegetables, or even a basic tomato sauce can transform into a full meal when mixed with pasta. Yes. This means you save your high-value proteins and canned goods, using them more efficiently over longer periods. In a collapsing economy, where food inflation forces families to cut back on fresh produce and meat, pasta becomes a dependable fallback that keeps meals warm, complete, and emotionally comforting. And when snowstorms or transportation shutdowns strike, pasta shelves are among the first to empty as people rush back to familiar, fail-proof staples. Don't wait until the last minute. Build your pasta supply now, while prices are still manageable. Number 6, oats in a crisis. Especially during a harsh winter or an economic downturn, your body needs consistent fuel, something inexpensive, long-lasting, and nourishing. Oats deliver exactly that. Their low moisture content gives them an impressive shelf life, often lasting years when stored in airtight containers away from humidity and pests. And unlike many breakfast foods that depend on refrigeration or perish quickly during power outages, oats remain stable no matter how cold the house gets or how long the electricity stays out. For older adults, oats offer an additional advantage. They support heart health thanks to beta-glucan, a natural fiber known to help reduce cholesterol. During stressful times, when routines shift and appetite changes, this kind of stability is essential. Oats digest easily, warm the body quickly, and provide slow-burning energy that lasts throughout the day, something especially important when you are conserving heat or dealing with unexpected physical strain. In an economic collapse, oats become an irreplaceable budget staple. A single container can create dozens of meals when paired with peanut butter, powdered milk, honey, or canned fruit. They also cook quickly, which means you save precious cooking fuel during outages or shortages. But their biggest vulnerability is poor packaging. Paper bags attract insects and absorb moisture, destroying your supply overnight. That's why airtight storage is non-negotiable. Before the next storm hits or prices surge again, secure several large containers of oats and store them properly. This simple step guarantees warm, steady meals when everything else feels unstable. Number 7. Lentils. When crises pile up, economic instability, power shortages, brutal winter cold, your ability to cook real food becomes limited. That's where lentils rise above nearly every other protein source. Unlike dry beans that require hours of simmering and precious cooking fuel, lentils cook rapidly, often in 15 to 20 minutes, making them the perfect emergency staple when every minute and every ounce of heat matters.
Oh.
In a collapsing economy where meat prices skyrocket and supply chains stall, lentils provide an affordable, nutrient-dense alternative that keeps your body strong. Lentils are rich in protein, iron, fiber, and essential minerals, offering older adults a gentle but energizing food that supports strength, immunity, and digestion. When freezing temperatures and stress drain your stamina, a warm pot of lentils restores it quickly. They adapt to anything you have: rice, pasta, canned vegetables, powdered milk, spices, or simply salt and water. In a crisis, that flexibility becomes survival. But lentils require proper storage. Thin plastic bags invite moisture, mold, and insects, which can ruin months of food security overnight. Airtight containers or mylar bags ensure your lentils remain usable long-term. During economic downturns, shoppers often overlook lentils until the shortages begin. Then they disappear rapidly because of their speed and nutritional value. Stock them before the rush begins. A few bags of lentils mean fast, warm meals when circumstances leave you with limited fuel, limited energy, and limited choices. Number 8. Canned vegetables. In winter storms, economic breakdowns, and transportation freezes, fresh vegetables are always the first section of the supermarket to go dark. Trucks can't reach stores, refrigeration fails, and shoppers panic by anything green. This is why canned vegetables become one of the most critical items in any long-term survival pantry. They protect you from nutrient deficiencies, especially vitamins A and K, fiber, and essential minerals that older adults depend on to maintain immunity, bone strength, and overall health during stressful cold conditions. Many people underestimate canned vegetables, assuming they're inferior, but studies consistently show that canned produce retains a large portion of its nutrients, often 80 to 90% of what's found in fresh vegetables. The key is choosing the right types: low sodium, no sugar, no syrup varieties that give you pure vegetables with long shelf life and dependable safety. When fresh food is unreachable for weeks at a time, having canned vegetables means you can still create balanced meals that keep your energy stable and your immune system ready. Canned vegetables also transform simple crisis meals, rice, pasta soups, lentils into complete dishes. When you're tired, cold, or managing a blackout, single can of green beans, corn, peas, or carrots can lift your mood and restore physical strength. And during inflation spikes, canned vegetables remain one of the most affordable nutrient sources available. Stock up now before weather disruptions and price jumps push these essentials out of reach. A cabinet full of canned vegetables is more than food, it's nutritional security when the world becomes unpredictable. Number 9. Canned fruit. When economic pressure tightens and winter storms wipe out the produce section overnight, one of the first things people lose access to is fresh fruit. Yet fruit is one of the most important sources of vitamin C, vitamin A, fiber, and natural sugars that help older adults maintain energy and immunity. This is why canned fruit becomes irreplaceable during crisis. It offers a stable, long-lasting supply of nutrients that your body desperately needs when fresh options vanish for days or even weeks at a time. And unlike many cold-weather foods that feel heavy or monotonous, canned fruit provides a refreshing break that lifts morale during dark, exhausting periods. The key is choosing wisely. Skip the sugary syrups and buy fruit packed in juice or no sugar-added versions. These keep the nutrients without the unnecessary additives, making them safer and healthier for long-term storage. Pineapple, peaches, mixed fruit, pears, and mandarin oranges all store extremely well and pair with oats, rice, yogurt, alternatives, powdered milk, or even eaten straight from the can. In a collapsing economy, fruit prices rise quickly because transportation costs surge and shelf life is short. But canned fruit remains stable, affordable, and accessible until panic buying begins. Once people realize fresh produce is gone, these cans disappear almost instantly. Don't wait for empty shelves. Add a variety of canned fruits to your pantry now, so you maintain both nutrition and morale when the crisis intensifies. Number 10. Canned soup. During winter blackouts, economic instability, and supply chain breakdowns, one thing becomes painfully clear. Most households are not prepared to cook real meals without fresh ingredients or reliable power. That's when canned soup becomes a lifesaver. Already cooked, already seasoned, already balanced with protein, vegetables, and broth, canned soup offers a warm, immediate meal when you're exhausted, cold, or overwhelmed by crisis. For older adults especially, this convenience is critical. It eliminates long preparation times, reduces the need for multiple ingredients, provides comfort during moments when stress takes a physical toll. One can of soup, whether chicken noodle, tomato, vegetable, or beef stew, can restore body heat, stabilize energy, and provide emotional relief. And when stretched with rice, pasta, lentils, or instant potatoes, it becomes an even more filling meal, capable of lasting through difficult days. But many people make the mistake of stocking only one kind, which leads to quick burnout. Variety matters, especially during long disruptions when food fatigue sets in. In economic collapses, canned soups sell out quickly because they replace both fresh produce and fresh meat in one affordable package. And during snowstorms or transportation freezes, they become one of the most dependable foods left on shelves until they aren't. Once outages begin, the soup aisle empties almost immediately. Stock multiple flavors now. When everything around you feels unstable, a simple can of soup can bring warmth, strength, and reassurance in ways most foods cannot. Number 11. Peanut butter in an economic collapse. When grocery prices surge unpredictably and winter storms disrupt supply lines, you need foods that deliver maximum energy with minimum effort, and peanut butter rises to the top of that list. Just one spoonful contains enough calories, protein, and healthy fats to stabilize your blood sugar and keep your body warm during freezing days. For older adults, this matters even more. Winter fatigue, weakened appetite, and long gaps between meals drain strength quickly, but peanut butter restores energy instantly in a way few foods can. And unlike dairy or fresh spreads, peanut butter does not depend on refrigeration, meaning power outages cannot destroy your supply. What makes peanut butter especially valuable during crisis is its longevity and versatility. It stores safely for months, even years, and works with oats, crackers, bread, fruit, or on its own when you need fast fuel. Natural or no sugar added varieties are the best choice, especially when managing blood pressure and avoiding unnecessary additives. As inflation spreads through the grocery industry, calorie foods become more expensive, but peanut butter remains one of the most affordable energy sources until panic buying hits. A jar of peanut butter is more than food. It is survival insurance. Store several jars, rotate them, and keep at least one unopened backup at all times. During the hardest moments, this small staple will keep your energy steady and your confidence intact. Number 12. Powdered milk in times of economic instability and harsh winter weather. Fresh milk becomes one of the first items to disappear. Refrigerated trucks get delayed, grocery stores run out within hours, and one simple power outage can spoil every gallon sitting in your fridge. That's why powdered milk becomes a critical survival essential. It removes your dependence on refrigeration entirely. Whether you choose whole milk powder for richer calories or non-fat for longer shelf life, powdered milk guarantees access to calcium, protein, and vitamin D, even when the entire dairy section collapses. For older adults, maintaining these nutrients is vital. Strong bones, muscle recovery, and immune support all depend heavily on them. Powdered milk blends effortlessly into oats, coffee, soups, mashed potatoes, baked goods, and emergency drinks, turning simple staples into nourishing meals. And because it's lightweight and compact, you can store months' worth of milk in a single small container, something impossible with fresh dairy. During inflation, dairy prices spike faster than almost any other grocery item. Add winter transportation disruptions, and powdered milk becomes both a nutritional lifeline and a financial shield. Many people make the mistake of buying single-use packets, but larger cans are significantly more cost-effective and easier to store long-term. Once sealed properly in a cool, dry place, powdered milk remains stable and safe, far beyond typical expiration windows. Do not wait until fresh milk vanishes from shelves again. Secure large containers of powdered milk now and guarantee that your household retains nutrition, warmth, and stability when the systems around you begin to fail. Number 13. Instant potatoes during economic hardship or winter emergencies. The ability to create a hot, filling meal in just a minute or two becomes priceless. Instant potatoes are one of the most overlooked survival foods. Yet they deliver exactly what your body needs when stress, cold, and exhaustion make cooking feel impossible. Unlike instant noodles packed with sodium and lacking nutrition, potatoes provide real fullness, steady energy, and far less strain on the body, especially important for people over 50 who struggle with heavy, overly salty meals during stressful times. Their biggest strength is speed. It's just add hot water, no chopping, no extended cooking, no complicated preparation. When fuel is limited, when your electricity flickers, or when you simply don't have the strength for a long meal, instant potatoes step in as a warm, comforting base. Mix them with canned meat, canned vegetables, or even powdered milk, and suddenly you have a complete, satisfying meal that stabilizes your energy in minutes. They also store remarkably well, making them ideal for long-term economic uncertainty. A few inexpensive packets can last months and turn into dozens of meals when everything else becomes scarce or too costly to use regularly. Many families regret not having fast, morale-boosting foods during storms or blackouts. Instant potatoes prevent that mistake. Before the next cold wave or price spike hits, add several packets or boxes to your pantry. They may become one of the most valuable comfort foods you own. Number 14. Honey. Honey is one of the rarest foods in the world, with a shelf life measured not in years, but in generations. It never spoils. It never goes bad. Whether stored for 5 years or 50, honey remains safe, nutritious, and ready to use, making it a survival essential during economic collapse or severe winter conditions. When cold weather and stress weaken your body, a spoonful of honey delivers fast, natural energy that helps you stay alert, warm, and focused. For older adults, honey is especially valuable because it digests easily and avoids the blood sugar crashes caused by refined sugar. But honey is more than food, it's medicine. Its natural antibacterial properties soothe sore throats, calm lingering coughs, and support immunity when access to healthcare becomes limited or expensive. During power outages, honey pairs perfectly with oats, tea, powdered milk, peanut butter, or even eaten alone when you need quick energy. And unlike many sweeteners that harden or mold, honey simply crystallizes, a normal process easily reversed by warming the jar in water. In an inflation crisis, sweeteners and syrups become costly quickly, but honey remains a stable, long-lasting alternative that offers both nourishment and healing. Too many people throw it out when it thickens. In reality, honey is almost impossible to ruin. Add a jar or several to your emergency pantry. In cold, stressful, unpredictable times, honey will protect your health, lift your mood, and outlast every other food you store. Number 15. Canned bacon. When the economy shakes, prices surge, and winter storms trap families indoors for days, survival isn't just about staying fit, it's about staying motivated. This is why canned bacon becomes an unexpected but powerful survival food. It's not simply meat. It's a morale booster, a burst of warmth, salt, fat, and flavor that transforms bland emergency meals into something comforting and familiar. During cold months or power outages, your body burns calories faster just to stay warm. Canned bacon delivers dense, high-energy fuel that helps older adults maintain body heat, strength, and alertness when conditions become harsh. What makes canned bacon especially valuable during collapse scenarios is how quickly it turns simple staples into satisfying meals. A few pieces mixed into rice, pasta, instant potatoes, soup, or lentils add richness and depth that lifts both nutrition and mood. This matters more than people realize. Long emergencies wear down emotional resilience, and familiar flavors can stabilize your mindset during uncertain days. Like regular bacon that spoils instantly without refrigeration, canned bacon sits safely on the shelf for years. immune to power outages and transportation failures. Just be mindful of sodium levels, especially for older adults. Choosing low-sodium varieties protects your heart and keeps this food safe for long-term use. Canned bacon isn't your primary survival staple, but it is the ingredient that keeps morale alive. Add a can or two now, because when meals become repetitive and your energy dips, this small comfort can make a huge difference. You've now seen the 15 essential foods that can protect your home, your health, and your future during an economic collapse or a harsh winter shutdown. But knowledge alone won't save you, action will. Shelves can empty overnight, prices can rise without warning, and storms can freeze entire cities in hours. Start building your stockpile today. Begin with just a few items. Stay consistent, and strengthen your preparedness week by week. Hope is not a planned preparation, is your power. Act now.